Welcome to another episode of Superkick podcast. I'm your host, Ringside P. Let's review this crazy week that we had in WWE. It seems like each week is just getting wilder and wilder, right? Monday Night Raw, we had the WrestleMania 40 kickoff, we had Smackdown, and just like a lot to just break down. So man, let's just get into it right now and just discuss everything. After a crazy week following SmackDown, with The Rock seemed like he was taking over for Cody for WrestleMania. You know, we fast forward to Monday Night Raw, and you know the fans are chatting with him. Cody's been trending the whole weekend or whatnot, and so you know they're still trying to decide what's gonna happen, right? So then we got Drew McIntyre who pops up, and Drew is riding his own path to WrestleMania, which is great to see. Like I said, I feel like a few weeks ago I had no idea what was in store for Drew. It seemed like he didn't have no path. You know, he was losing to Seth Rollins, you know, and it just seems like it was just kind of, his future was up in the air. And it's great to see that he's just living and embracing this role of just being just like a menace. And it's just funny and it's cool to see. You know, he came out with the new shirt, from the meme that he had created, and that's dope, you know. But yeah, man, and it's nice to see. Like, are you guys looking forward to see more Drew McIntyre? You know, do you think he's gonna be at WrestleMania? It looks like that might be the case. You know, since there was just so much going on this past week, it's now trying to see who is going to WrestleMania, who's going to carve their path to WrestleMania or whatnot, and just be excited for it. You know, what do you guys think? You know, comment below. It seems like in this current state of WWE, it's hard for the heels to be heels. You know, the people that are heels right now, they seem to be this extremely over with the crowd or whatnot. Like you said, like we got Rhea Ripley, the fans love her, so it's hard for her to be bad, you know, to be a heel because the fans just love her so much. The same thing with Gunther. Like, he's a heel and he puts on phenomenal matches. He's very entertaining. So I feel like it's hard to just dislike him, and he's great at what he does. You know, so he's 600 days into being champion, Intercontinental champion, and it's hard to boo him. As I know fans boo him or whatnot, but he's so good at what he does, and he's a great performer. It's hard for you to dislike him, right? You know, he shows up and like I don't know too many matches Gunther has had on the main rosters which has been bad or not worthy or worth seeing. You know, so you know he's celebrating his 600 day as champion. And we're looking for a new challenger. And like I was kind of thinking and expecting was Jey Uso popped up. Main event, Jey Uso popped up, you know. And like we might be having that match coming up. Probably at the Elimination Chamber. I hope they can try to push it to WrestleMania or whatnot. I don't know if Jey can do it. You know, I wish and I hope that he could be champion, like a singles champion. Just to, you know, have that underneath his belt, you know, as an accomplishment or whatnot. But I don't know if it's possible for him. At least not going up against Gunther. But I think it would be a real interesting match, a good match. Like I said, there haven't been any whack Gunther matches that I've seen on the main roster or whatnot. And even last year at WrestleMania, like that triple threat was probably it could be arguably one of the best matches of last year or whatnot. Are you guys looking forward to Jey versus Gunther? Do you think Jey has a chance? You know, what do you guys think? You know, but it's going to be real interesting to see going forward if they're going to do this at the Elimination Chamber or try to push it to WrestleMania. I don't know yet, but I'm looking forward to it. And also mentioning Rhea, you know, as being a heel that's over. She has a championship match coming up at the Elimination Chamber against her and Nia Jax. I'm looking at Rhea's going to win. They're in Australia, which usually doesn't bode well for the hometown hero or whatever the case may be. Usually that person loses whenever they come home, but I can't see not losing. She's going into WrestleMania as champion, but it's going to be a good match, so I'm looking forward to that. Sticking along the lines of Judgment Day stuff, we still got R-Truth, who still will be thought that he might have learned his lesson from the week before, but no, he's still coming out, think he's still part of the Judgment Day. And like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing Awesome Truth versus Damian Priest and Finn Balor at WrestleMania for the tag team championships. I think they're gonna push this storyline to WrestleMania, which is good, and it should be a good match. And I think it's a good storyline to kind of end at a WrestleMania or whatnot, and to see what's gonna be next for the Judgment Day. I think Judgment Day is gonna have a big role in WrestleMania this year, and rightfully so. But then we're going to continue on from that because we're still sticking with Judgment Day stuff. So I'm going to go into the superstar who had the super kicks of the week. I'm going with Dirty Dom, Dominic Mysterio. He had these Combat Day Garçons, Chuck Taylors. I saw him over the weekend. I'm like, oh man, it looked, as I said, I like how the superstars rock the shoes, man, rock the sneakers and stuff. So the way they put them together, it's always interesting to see who's gonna come out each week with something new on. But yeah, man, I'm putting them right there. You can check them out. You guys have them. What you guys think about them? Did you guys see a superstar that had some better kicks than these this week? Let me know. But I'm looking forward to, now that she's back, and I'm thinking she's gonna be back on Monday Night Raw, Liv Morgan. She always comes out with some dope kicks. So I'm pretty sure sooner or later that she's gonna end up as one of my superstars with Super Kicks of the week. But for now, we got Dirty Dom this week, superstar with the Super Kicks of the week. And I guess the biggest news of the week was the WrestleMania 40 kickoff show Thursday. We had these face-offs between, supposed to be Rock and Roman facing off. Cody Rhodes is gonna be there. Seth Rollins is there. Bianca, Rhea. But it was a crazy event, man. Like, I don't know how many people tuned into it. And I can't really remember WWE ever really doing this before. It seems like this was just a reaction to things. Excuse me. But, so, I guess there's a couple theories, right? One theory is this new, what has come out of this We Want Cody campaign or movement or whatever the case may be, is now they're falling back from The Rock versus Roman, and maybe that was, so theory one is this is a reaction to the fans not liking The Rock stepping in to this whole situation between, there's supposed to be Cody's opportunity to finish this story, which is understandable. If we're going with WWE reacting to everything, then I get that. Oh man, that segment on Smackdown was one of the most disliked segments ever that WWE has ever had. Over 500,000 dislikes. Which is crazy. But I think, well, really for me, like, I disliked it just because how it played out. Cody, if Cody wasn't going to win the Royal Rumble, and it was going to, if he didn't win the Royal Rumble and The Rock was at the Royal Rumble and Rock came out and he won, didn't it make more sense for me for this to go around, didn't be Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania, but Cody won, and it appeared initially that he came out and he was going to challenge Roman Reigns, and he pointed at him and whatnot, and then a week later he says like, oh no, I'm not going to face you at WrestleMania. Then we get to Thursday and we get this whole like craziness, and he decides he's going to pick Roman Reigns, and it's like, dude, you just said that you wasn't going to pick him, now you're picking him. And I don't know, it's just a little wishy-washy. And for me, it kind of takes the steam out of the WrestleMania for me, just because they did that. Because I was also kind of excited to see The Rock versus Roman, a story that's kind of been building for longer than almost 3 years. Since the start of the Bloodline, it's always kind of been out there that there could be a possibility of The Rock versus Roman matching up against each other, Then we get to the point where Rock steps in and like, all right, well, I guess that's what we're getting, but the fans didn't like it. And then so we get to the press conference and Cody comes out and Cody picks out Roman, and now we're not getting The Rock versus Roman. And it's like, all right, what are we doing here? And it seemed like I was more confused after the whole kickoff thing than I was going into it, So that was one theory, is that WWE reacted to the fans and now decided to put Cody back into the main event at WrestleMania against him and Roman. But there's some possibility that The Rock's going to be a part of that in some way, because he's already announced that he's going to be wrestling, or he's going to be performing in ring at WrestleMania. So we don't know what that is yet, but he made a statement that he's going to be doing that. Other theory is that this whole entire thing been a big work, and WWE has worked us all and fooled us all into thinking like, yo, this has been part of the plan from the get-go, and that might have been, there's been a lot of like wild stuff going on in the news, negative stuff been going on in the news with WWE, and The Rock jumping in. This is the way to kind of take the focus off of that, or attention off of that, and put it back into WrestleMania and wrestling or whatnot, and get the people all riled up about, when Cody had won Royal Rumble, and now they're taking away from him because they want to put The Rock into it, and now you get all of this tension back onto WrestleMania, which is great, because you want the tension and the hype and the excitement and anticipation to be for WrestleMania, and that's what we got now, and so now it seems like, well, we didn't play our cards right, and now you guys are all full, and I guess that's a good thing, because who wants to know the outcome of everything that goes on that you're watching, like, that's one of the things I dislike. Like when I'm following these different, I don't know, I guess IG accounts or whatever, and they claim to be news outlets, and they're just giving you everything they can find to go along with some type of storyline or break some type of news, and it seems like everyone's looking for the latest news or updates about something to try to spill the beans or whatever the case may be, and that kind of sucks, because I do think that kind of takes the fun out of what we're watching, to not know what's going to happen weekly or a main event or whatever, so if it all was a big work and we all was full, good job WWE, but I don't know, man, just for me, just the way it played out, I feel like this team's been light out of WrestleMania for me a little bit, and hopefully they can get it back and get me back, my excitement level back up to where it should be, especially since I'm going, but who knows, what do you guys think? You guys think this was a reaction to the fans, being upset about this whole Cody not challenging Roman at first and WWE reacting to it? Or do you think this has been a big work the entire time and WWE played us? What would you guys think? Comment below, man. Also, what kind of sucks about the kickoff was there was no Bayley. Like I said before, man, she won the Royal Rumble, and it seems like there's just not paying any attention to her at all. She's not getting the recognition that she deserves, that she's won the Royal Rumble and she's going to WrestleMania. It just seems like, I mean, I guess it's the case like every year where there's this one story that's just bigger than everything else, but still, man, she should get the attention that she deserves. And we got her versus Damage Control / possibly Dakota Kai on her side. Dakota Kai might not be on her side. We don't know yet. But it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out. I don't know what I'm hoping. Like I could see Bayley winning. She deserves to win, but also gonna see that like the numbers, she's outnumbered. Whether it's 3-1 or 4-1, she's outnumbered in this case. So it's gonna be hard for Bayley to pull this out and win at WrestleMania, but if someone can do it, I can see Bayley doing it somehow, But I don't know, man. Are you guys looking forward to it? I don't know. So other thing that was announced this past Friday was the tournament. In the tournament, they qualify for the Elimination Chamber for the men to be able to win a spot to face Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. So that's dope. And what I like about it is that not only is it just superstars from Raw or superstars from Smackdown, you got both superstars, both brands competing for a spot to get into the Elimination Chamber to face Seth Rollins. And what's also cool is it's like a Raw versus SmackDown type of thing. I saw Randy Orton going against Sami Zayn. You had Drew McIntyre versus AJ Styles, and that's dope to see. So you get to see both brands, both superstars mixed together or whatnot. So I like that again. I think it's gonna be Drew McIntyre that comes out on top of that, and build this whole thing with him and Seth Rollins and win to be champion again. And I mean, I feel like WWE really just do something something major to build up the World Heavyweight Championship. Just man, it just make it seem like it just ain't nothing anymore. Like it shows no credibility at all. When you got Roman Reigns dissing it 2 weeks in a row, Cody doesn't pick Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins practically begging and wanted to challenge Cody for at the WrestleMania or whatnot. It just seems like, and I mean, the terminology they use and the way they phrase it is the loser bracket, the number 2 belt. You know, I felt like if anyone could make the belt seem relevant or mean something, it could have been Cody Rhodes, you know, but you just don't know how you would do that at this point now. Anyway, it would have had to be initially would have been something where maybe Seth could have been jealous because he's been champion, he's been carrying the company or carrying his belt for so long, and he doesn't get the admiration like Cody does, you know, so he would have had a heel turn. And that way you can see Cody wanting to challenge Seth or whatever the case may be. But for Seth to be at the press conference, which he should have been, I felt like he should have been at Smackdown the previous week. And once again, like, he comes out and he announces Cody Rhodes. And it's like almost like he's Cody's sidekick. And then all this, and it's like, no, man, he's the heavyweight championship. Like he's up there. He's number 1A or 1B or whatever the case may be. And he's not treated as such. And then you got The Rock dissing Seth Rollins. Roman dissing Seth Rollins. Cody not even acknowledging that Seth Rollins is even out there. And then Cody Rhodes gets slapped in the face, and you got Seth Rollins coming to his aid, stepping up for him. You know, and it's just like, yo, what's the point of Seth at this point as champion? You know, what's the point of even having this belt if it's not even in the same class as the Undisputed Championship, you know? It's just whack at that point. I don't know, man. WWE need to do something to make the Heavyweight Championship mean something and make it seem like it's, like, say, 1A or 1B. Right now, you definitely can tell it's number 2. You know, they don't, it's like they don't care about the belt at all. Hopefully they can do something about it come to WrestleMania, maybe after WrestleMania, whatever the case may be. We still got Damian Priest, who's seen your Money in the Bank. I know he's not cashing in for this Undisputed Championship, so you know he's going to cash in for the World Heavyweight Championship. So I'm interested to see how that's going to play out. Possibly, it might be Drew versus South, and Damian Priest comes out and cashes in then at WrestleMania. But I'm seeing the cash in coming at WrestleMania. That's what I'm thinking. What do you guys think? Yeah, how can WWE make the World Heavyweight Championship mean something in the future? Let me know. I guess the other good thing I'm seeing that people are liking about this whole press conference is the sighting of heel Rock again. With Rock being a heel, which is cool, Hollywood Rock or whatever. But for me, for him to be the heel that he needed to be at this day and age in WWE, a lot of the stuff that he used to do, he can't do anymore. You know, the Cody Crybabies, which is a catchy catchphrase, but it reminds me of the same thing when it was him and John Cena, and he was like, "You can see me." And it's just the teasing, you know. I want something more adult from The Rock. You know, it's not 04. It's not that era anymore. It's a different era. So we need something different from him. Different stick, you know. Triple H came out and beginning of SmackDown and was using a lot of the Rock's catchphrases, you know, telling me, you know, people need to know their role and it doesn't matter if you know, different things, if you care about who decision, I make the decisions. And the way the press conference ended, the kickoff ended, was Roman and The Rock leaving together and The Rock telling Triple H he better fix it or we will, you know. And now it seems like even you had Roman as the tribal chief and you have The Rock, and it's supposed to be the matchup. And it seems like I guess I would never have imagined that there would be a formation between The Rock and Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman. Like, I think that's pretty genius. You know, that's pretty great. Just because, yeah, maybe The Rock is a little dated just in his stick or whatever the case may be, but he doesn't have to worry about that now when he's alone the sides Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman can do the work for both of the Rock and Roman Reigns. So there is no real talking needed to be done, you know? And whenever The Rock needs to come out and say something, he could make a difference and make an impact. I know they're booked for Smackdown coming up this Friday. The Rock, Roman Reigns, and Paul Heyman. So this the bloodline is bloodline business, and I guess this is where the bloodline storyline is picking back up again, you know, for WrestleMania. I guess it's been dormant for a while. I mean, we've been waiting to see when the storyline is going to pick back up for them and for them to try to dominate the road to WrestleMania and the storylines and whatnot. And here we go again, you know. I look forward to possibly seeing. I find it hard to believe that Cody Rhodes is going to come out on top at WrestleMania if you got Roman versus, if you got Roman and The Rock on the same side, you know. It's weird. And but to say, when we already saw that The Rock has stated that he's going to be performing in some way or form in the ring. So will we get Cody Rhodes doing double duty for WrestleMania? Maybe night 1 he faces The Rock. Night 2 he faces Roman Reigns, you know, for the championship. I don't know. But it's interesting. It's like I say, even though I'm a little bummed out just because of how they played everything out. But this angle might be what they need to do to get me back hype again about WrestleMania and going and whatnot. I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting to see, especially just coming up on the road to WrestleMania. I know that's the term they will keep using constantly, but yeah, man. I'm looking forward to see how things will play out and how things are going to unfold in the next coming weeks. I think we got like 50 something days or whatever the case may be to WrestleMania. I know I keep asking this, but man, who's going to WrestleMania? Let me know. Are you going? Did you get tickets? Are you planning on going? Did you have tickets already? And then after Friday's like Smackdown last week, you was like, no, I don't want to go. I don't want to be part of this. Let me know, man. As always, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and comment. Interact with me, man. I appreciate it. Check me out on IG. Anywhere you can find me, man. Here, IG and YouTube or whatever. I like and comment. I try to respond back to you guys when you guys interact with me. Thank you guys for subscribing, checking me out, sharing my stuff with people. Till next time. Adios. Peace.